In the Appalachian Mountains at 50 degrees Celsius, survival stops being a story and becomes a repeatable system. The cold is not passive. It actively strips heat through wind, contact, and moisture. The margin for error is thin. One soaked glove can become frostbite, a sweaty hike can become hypothermia, and a poorly ventilated fire can turn a shelter into a smoke trap. What keeps an Appalachian survivor alive in caves is not a single heroic move, but a disciplined sequence. Body checks, insulation, controlled heat, safe water, low-cost calories, redundancy, and a prepared escape plan, executed the same way every day. The cycle begins with a cold injury protocol. Before any work, he checks fingertips, toes, ears, and cheeks. In extreme cold, early frostbite can be deceptively numb, so routine inspection matters more than how it feels. He restores circulation with slow friction, reseals cuffs and collars, and covers the mouth and nose with cloth to warm inhaled air. That last step reduces moisture loss and keeps breathing more efficient, which matters because dehydration and fatigue accelerate heat loss. A cave offers major advantages. It blocks wind and stabilizes temperature swings. But it also introduces a new danger: ventilation. In a confined rock space, heat must be managed without trapping smoke or moisture. That's why the shelter is treated like a controlled environment. A bow and snow door reduces drafts, but a small vent must remain open. He tests airflow by watching a thin smoke wisp. Clean outward draw means the fire can run safely. If smoke hangs or curls inward, the vent is adjusted immediately. This is not comfort, it's oxygen management. Moisture is equally important. Condensation freezes on rock, and an iced-up shelter becomes colder over time. Clearing vent frost is part of the daily routine because airflow prevents the interior from becoming a humid freezer. Fire is never big. At 50 degrees Celsius, fuel is life, and waste is failure. He favors a low, stable coal bed and feeds it only when necessary, especially when melting water. A small fire produces enough heat to boil or warm while minimizing smoke and fuel consumption. He builds a heat bank using stones warmed near coals and placed close to bedding. Stones release heat slowly, extending warmth through the night without needing a roaring flame. The rule is simple: steady coals beat dramatic flames. He also adds redundancy by preparing a second hearth ring near the entrance, an emergency backup if the main hearth fails, or if he needs a quick, safer heat point. Water is handled like medicine. Eating snow is avoided because it cools core temperature and forces the body to burn calories to rewarm. Instead, he melts snow in small batches, or collects a trickle stream inside the cave if available, always with strict spill control. In this cold, wet fabric is an immediate threat, so containers are wrapped and kept close to the body to delay freezing. Hydration is taken in small, warm sips, more about maintaining internal stability than drinking a lot. The food strategy prioritizes calories per effort. Active hunting is costly in deep cold and risks sweat, injury, and exposure. The efficient approach is passive capture, snares placed along natural funnels where small animals move. The trap line is kept close to the cave to reduce travel and sweating. Sites are marked with subtle twig angles, so he can navigate in poor visibility without wandering. When a catch is made, it's handled cleanly and quickly, transported wrapped to reduce scent spread, and cooked with minimal smoke over coals. He uses the full return: meat for immediate calories, broth for hydration and energy, and thin strips hung higher in the cave for smoke drying. Preservation matters because it reduces future risk. Stored calories mean fewer trips outside in dangerous cold. Everything is organized to reduce mistakes when the brain slows. Tools are checked and maintained daily because dull blades waste energy. Cord is rewrapped and stored consistently. Gear is staged in fixed positions near the exit. This isn't obsessive. It's a defense against cold-induced cognitive decline. If he wakes in the night, he should be able to reach essentials without thinking: fire kit, water, layers, and a go bundle. He also plans for threats he cannot control, sudden wind shifts, animal movement, or structural hazards. Inside the cave, he builds secondary hide pockets, tight crawl spaces with supplies cached behind stone covers. These are not comfort bunkers, they are contingency shelters if he needs to retreat deeper, reduce visibility, or protect core items. Outside, he builds a simple noise line of dry sticks across a narrow approach. It's a low-tech early warning. Heavy movement cracks branches, buying him seconds to wake fully and assess. Night survival is thermal accounting. He stages thicker splits for a long burn, warms stones, and then lowers the fire to coals. He limits movement because movement burns calories and creates sweat. Periodic wake-ups are short and purposeful. Confirm vent draw, feed one split if necessary, then stop. The goal is to maintain core heat and keep extremities safe until dawn, not to stay comfortable. By morning, the system resets. Another circulation check, another controlled water melt, another scan at the cave mouth before leaving, another trap check along the marked corridor. The environment doesn't reward improvisation, it rewards consistency. In extreme cold, success is measured by what doesn't happen. No wet layers, no uncontrolled sweat, no wasted fuel, no smoke trapped inside, no wandering, no panic. This is how an Appalachian cave survivor endures 50 degrees through disciplined routines that reduce heat loss, preserve energy, and keep options open. Caves provide protection, but only when managed correctly. Warmth balanced with ventilation, calories gained without costly exposure, and every task completed in a clean sequence that ends one need before starting the next. When that system holds, survival becomes repeatable, day after day, in a world that freezes everything it touches.
Ni calling those now?